Hello, I'm Dina Baer, and I will be continuing to bring you all the latest and greatest as we enter another exciting day at this year's AGU Fall Meeting. Today's theme is all about open science and open data, two pillars helping shape the future of science. But before we get into all of that, let's do a quick rundown of some of today's virtual highlights from one of our AGU experts, Huixin Liu.
Hello, I'm Huixin Liu, a member for AGU's Global Engagement Committee and editor for Space Weather. Welcome to AGU's 2020 Fall Meeting. With sessions spanning almost all time zones, and this is an unprecedented year to meet and shape the future of science in a brand new way. Today, December 9th, the Wednesday of the core week, has extra significance, as more than 90 AGU honorees and fellows will be recognized. And I'd like to give you a few highlights to fill the range of sessions to watch today. Rita Cowell gives today's featured plenary. Cowell has had an amazing career focusing on global infectious disease, water and health, all topics that are certainly top of mind in today's world. As I mentioned, AGU's honors ceremony is featured today. Be sure to check it out and see your peers receiving unique awards, medals and prizes. There are many ways to network with colleagues during the meeting. Take a few minutes to find BrainDay's networking marketplace, book a pod to have conversations, or review the opportunities to find a mentor. There are several sessions today on data sharing, including data for all, open data sharing and analytics to empower science, and developing innovative tools and services to enable data use across broad user communities. In my specific science, space physics and astronomy, I'm looking forward to these two sessions. First, understanding the behavior of ionosphere, thermosphere, mesosphere at solar minimum. This session features upper atmosphere dynamics during solar quiet times. The second session is atmosphere gravity waves from the surface to the edge of space. And this session brings together the researchers from both fields of meteorology and space physics to discuss gravity waves across boundaries. There are literally 24 hours of activities, live and on demand, to experience at this year's meeting. So be sure to consult the scientific program and find what interests you. Be safe and enjoy the meeting.
Let's begin today's tour of organizations doing incredible work around the globe.
Climate change is largely invisible, and as the human footprint on Earth grows, we've created a lot of problems.
The climate change challenges that our group is tackling is finding ways to better quantify greenhouse gas emissions. The Vulcan Project is a high-resolution greenhouse gas emissions information system. Its aim is to both assist with a better understanding of the carbon cycle around the planet and aid policymakers in their attempts to mitigate greenhouse gas emissions. We zoom into an individual city, quantifying emissions for every single built structure in an entire urban domain.
We can identify exactly the places that are responsible for the emissions, and we can target them for mitigation.
The information we're producing, we hope, enables rapid reorganization of how emissions mitigation is tackled and achieved.
The Chinese government is making strong commitments to improve the quality of the nation's environment. China is also taking great responsibility to address pressing global issues. At the School of Environment, we are developing new technology and practical solutions to ensure the health and well-being of the public and the ecosystem at home and abroad.
The School of Environment can be loosely grouped into three focal areas: hydrology and water resources, pollution control and remediation, global environmental change. What makes our school stand out, people call Shenzhen Silicon Valley of China. A lot of people are very attracted to Shenzhen for this innovation. We can attract talents, and also we have significant sustaining support from Shenzhen government. We have a faculty member from some of the best universities in the world. And third is we adapt this environmental Earth system approach, multidisciplinary approach.
We're now joined by Dr. Peter Fox. He is chair in the Tetherless World Constellation and professor of Earth and Environmental Science, Computer Science, and Cognitive Science at the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. Thank you so much for being here.
Very happy to be here. Absolutely.
So tell me, how do you see data policies in publications helping scientists?
By way of introduction, I'm editor-in-chief for Earth and Space Science journal for AGU. And so I see that what's happened because of these policies data policies and publications is that data's become a component of what we call the science scaffolding that used to be just publications, but also in preprints. So what that means is early career scientists actually have a much lower barrier to entry in exploring these fields. So this is a big positive influence of these data policies. And then, you know, synthesis studies, things that build on existing work. When you've got the data, the availability of the data can be leveraged, not just the science results that's written in the papers.
In your experience as an editor, what challenges do you see with data policies?
Challenges, yes. So many of the policies are still hard to interpret. The biggest question I get is, does this part of the policy apply to me? And part of it is because the writing of the policies is in a language that's largely unfamiliar to the authors, the scientists themselves.
And how do you see publishing data policies influencing open science?
Well, the influence to me is very positive. It adds a dimension in the published work to provide greater transparency in how things were done, the conduct of the science, the documentation that goes with it. Suddenly you've got, you know, the base information, the base data that went into supporting the claims of the paper, the figures, the tables, and so on. Also, in terms of open science, one thing I've seen is peer pressure actually is quite a remarkable motivator. It leads to cultural change. Well, oh, so-and-so's publishing in this journal and they're making their data open and available, and it creates a culture change. And so it leads to this idea that things could be open by default, which they used to have to be forced into the early years. It's like you protect your data, otherwise you're going to get scooped. And I see that slowly fading away, melting away. And to me, that is, you know, that's the future of how open science can really be useful. And the data policies go with it. We just have to make them a little bit more tractable.
With open data and data issues continuing to evolve, the AGU Data Fair's Data Help Desk is an amazing resource for fall meeting attendees. The Help Desk connects attendees directly with data managers and curators from scientific data repositories. Here you can ask questions about data management and preservation and discuss any challenges you might be experiencing. This resource can help connect you with experts on how to cite your data and software in your paper and comply with your funder's data and software sharing requirements. Use hashtag DataHelpDesk on Twitter to engage at any time and visit our online space to ask questions directly.
Geoglow's partnership is organized under GEO, the Group on Earth Observation, and specifically focuses on global water sustainability and bringing together some of the world leaders in NASA, NOAA, ECMWF, ESRI, and the World Bank in order to develop tools that can provide a forecast on every river of the world every day. The Geoglow's ECMWF Streamflow services is a hydroinformatics tool that allows big data that are used at ECMWF to be downloaded, accessed to local water resource managers so that they can make better decisions.
This is something which is really game-changing. With better training, especially with the local data sets, you can make these services that are operational, make them part of their national information systems for water, as to better manage the water infrastructure in terms of operating dams and irrigation systems.
That's it for us today. But remember, we'll be back each day of the meeting with more exclusive material. And don't forget to keep up with all the latest developments online and follow all of the fall meeting buzz on Twitter via #AGU20. We'll see you tomorrow.